I'm Jay Horton. I make movies that make money. This is how. Today, I'm going to tell you how to pick projects that'll succeed in the indie film market. The first step is to pick subjects that you have a passion for, or at the very least, a strong interest in. If you choose something just because it's popular or just because you can reach a certain audience, but you have no real interest in it, it's probably not going to do well. If you approach filmmaking from a cash grab mentality, it's going to read. People can feel cash grabs. And you may get lucky here or there, but in the long run, when it comes to filmmaking, there has to be passion behind it. Luckily for me, I have very broad tastes. When it comes to movies, there's pretty much not any genre that I don't like. A lot. Drama, documentaries, horror, comedy, action, sci-fi, you name it, I like it. And more importantly, I like making all of those. And as a filmmaker, that allows me to pivot working genre to genre and follow certain market trends without selling out or doing it just for the money. I take the same level of artistic satisfaction in making a documentary on Bigfoot or a Dogman or aliens that I do making a passion project indie drama or a splatter horror movie or a talking dog family movie. Now, maybe that's not you, and that's cool. Maybe you're just a horror fanatic and that's all you want to make. Nothing else holds any interest for you. That's fine. That's valid. You can do that. You can succeed with that. You can still pick projects within your specific taste that do well in the market without selling your soul. With horror, and honestly all other genres, the main trick for smaller indies is to niche down. A straight up horror movie, a broad horror movie is way too, well, broad. Slasher in the woods, way too broad. Monster in the woods, way too broad. However, make that slasher or monsters in the woods story about a local small business owner in a small, dying rural town. Be specific about the business and work it into the story in a major yet organic way. Now you have a very specific audience to target. And no, the movie doesn't need to become a docudrama about that business. And remember, a movie's never what it's about, it's how it's about it. Look at The Exorcist. Sure, it's got all the crazy supernatural possession stuff going on, but it's also a movie that's about a strong single mom and her daughter dealing with the loss of their father. That's an audience that you can find and target. And then do you market to just that audience exclusively? No, it's just a jumping off point, but it can really get the ball rolling. So whenever you start a new project, ask, who is this for? Where do you find them? Can you easily market to them? If the answer is no or I don't know to any of these questions, you need to dig a little deeper or even rethink the project. When it comes to documentaries, I start out with what am I interested in? I made my first one, Rescue Me, A Home for Spot, because I'm a huge dog lover. It was a dog rescue. And it's really easy to find an audience that's into supporting dog rescues. So then I did a few Bigfoot movies. Now look, I am not a believer in Bigfoot, but I am super interested in why others do believe and what information is out there about them. And what I come to find is that the people that are into it, they are super passionate about it. So I did a few documentaries on that subject. And it's not quite that simple. I mean, I also took a look at the Bigfoot subject and where I could find that audience. It took me less than 5 minutes to figure out that it was a viable market to reach. I went to Facebook. I typed Bigfoot into the search bar, and dozens upon dozens of groups popped up, many of which had hundreds of thousands of members. And people in those groups were posting and commenting on links and pictures and videos of all kinds that had to do with everything Bigfoot, including other documentaries. It's pretty much the perfect storm when it comes to marketing a movie. The exact same thing holds for UFO stuff, ghost stuff, true crime stuff. These are all great places to start when you're looking to do your first documentary. And that's not to say that I don't do personal stuff. See, I suffer from clinical anxiety. It's something I've dealt with my entire life. And I wanted to do a documentary exploring that. So I did the same thing on Facebook, typed in anxiety in the search bar. Now, it wasn't quite as easy to pin down as, say, Bigfoot, but I did find quite a few groups that I could promote in. And you can follow this same kind of methodology on Twitter or Instagram using hashtags. Now, when it comes to narrative stuff, this kind of marketing can be a little more complicated. But if you bear down and do your homework, it's not insurmountable. And for anyone saying that this is reverse engineering or logic over business, I say polysquash. Filmmaking is a business. Sure, it's an art first. But if you can't sell it, you can't make money with it, unless you're independently wealthy or super lucky, you're not making any more movies. Whether you're talking about making money or just creating good art for others, it's important to think about how it will affect and land with an audience. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. So look, I got this new membership thing going on here on YouTube. Now, if you don't sign up, nothing changes. My channel goes on just the same as it always did. You can continue to watch my stuff unfettered. But if you do want to join in the fun and get exclusive access to a few members-only videos a month, see some exclusive behind-the-scenes stuff, or start building up your own producer credits while learning a bit more about the production process, check it out. But whatever you do, keep making movies.